Hey everyone, this is Ashwara and welcome to Beauty with Coach. So I hope you guys are liking my Python series, and after finishing operations on list and string, today we are going for if-else statement as well as loops in Python. Okay, so today we are going to cover two topics, if-else and loops. Okay, so first of all, I want you guys to know about if-else statements or conditional statements. So if you're ready, let's get started with if-else statement. So guys, we are going to understand conditional statements using this small piece of code. Okay, so first of all, why conditional statements? Because whatever we write in bracket after if or elif, these are conditions only. That's why conditional statements. Okay, now first line n is equals to int input. You already know n is going to be a user given integer number, isn't it? And an integer can be either positive or negative or 0. There is no other possibility, isn't it? So yes, let's say user has given minus 54 as its input. Okay, so this condition will be checked first. Why? Because it is written first. Okay, so yes, interpreter always checks line by line. Okay, so is minus 54 greater than 0? No, so this condition is not true, so nothing is going to be done and your interpreter will move directly to this line. Okay, elif. So is minus 54 less than 0? Yes, it is. So it's going to return negative and no more checking will be done, because yes, your purpose is done, isn't it? And your purpose was just to uh, say whether the number is positive, negative or 0. Okay, so yes, one more thing, after conditions in if and elif statement and after else, you just need to give a colon. Okay, and after colon you have to give 4 blank spaces. Okay, because iteration is very important when it comes to Python. There is no concept of braces in Python, but yes, you have to give these 4 blank spaces. Neither less than 4 nor greater than 4. Exactly 4 should be given. Okay, now we are going to check for 3 inputs. Okay, and for that I'm going to run this program, and I hope you understood the explanation. So let's say minus 45 user has given. So yes, it's negative, so your interpreter will check for this statement first, and yes, since this condition is false, that's why your interpreter will move to this line. Okay, so let's see. Yes, it has printed negative. Okay, I'm going to run it once again. Let's say I have given 0, that is user has given 0 as his input. So yes, interpreter will check for this and condition is false. Then it is going to check for this statement. This is also false, isn't it? So your interpreter will go to else part, because all the above conditions are false. And yes, it is supposed to print 0. Let's see. So let's see. Oh, yes, it has printed 0, isn't it? So I hope you understood everything till here. So guys, in Python we use basically two types of loops. First one is for loop and second one is while loop. Okay, so we are going to see for loop first and after that while loop. Okay, so let's get started with for loop. So guys, here we are going to understand for loop using this small example. Okay, so yes, A is nothing but our array and elements are 1, 2, 5 and 6. I have fixed. Okay, so so here we are going to perform summation of all the elements. Okay, so in this example we are going to perform summation of all the elements present in given array. Okay, so yes, 0 plus anything is going to be that anything only, isn't it? So yes, I have initialized a variable x as 0. Okay, so yes, for I in range 0, 4, 1. So this is called starting index, this is called end index or last index, and this is called step size. Okay, so yes, why 0? Because indexing always starts from 0 in Python. Okay, and why this 4? Because length of this is 4, isn't it? And length of this array, it means total number of elements present in your array. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4. So yes, 4. And what is step size? Step size is 1. So yes, I want to start from this, after that this, then this, then this, isn't it? So yes, I'm taking one step ahead. That's why. Okay, so will 4 be included in loop or not? It is not going to be included because 4 is upper limit for this loop. Okay, so why I have written 4? I should have written 5, isn't it? Because 4 elements are there? No. See, this is a of 0, this is a of 1, this is a of 2, this is a of 3. Okay, so yes, our x was 0. Now x plus equals to is nothing but x equals to x plus a of I. Okay, so yes, first of all, x plus a of 0. That is 0 plus 1 is going to be 1. So value of x is 1. After that, I is equals to 1 because one step, isn't it? So yes, now I is equals to 1. So so a of I is equals to 2, isn't it? So yes, x is equals to x plus 2. That is 1 plus 2. That is nothing but 3. Now I is equals to 2. 2 is less than 4? Yes. So it's going to be added in this x. So 3 plus 5 is nothing but 8, isn't it? Now your I is going to increase by 1 because of this step size. So yes, now our I is equals to 3, and yes, 3 is lesser than 4. So a of 3 or yes, a of 3 is 6. So 8 plus 6 is nothing but 14. So yes, now print statement sum is equals to 14 will be printed. Okay, now yes, it can since step size is equals to 1, now our I is equals to 4. And is 4 less than 4? No, it's equal to 4. So our loop is going to be broken, and now print statement will execute it. Okay, I hope you understood. Now second way is, yes, everything is same, our objective is same, but second way is for I in range 0 comma 4. Here I left step size. Okay, so whenever you leave step size, it is going to be 1. So default value for step size is equals to 1. Okay, default value of step size is equals to 1. So no matter whether I have written 1 or not, this is going to take 1 only. Yes, if I want to, let's say, to have sum of all the elements at odd indexes, then I could have printed 1. Sorry, could have printed 2. Okay, so if you want step size to be anything other than 1, then you must need to mention that. Otherwise, it is going to take 1 as default value. So yes, I'm not going to explain this because everything is same. Okay, next line. Yes, next line I have written only 4. Okay, so even if you don't put anything as starting index, then it's again going to take it as 0, because yes, indexing always starts with 0. So yes, let's say I want summation of these three elements only, then I must need to give one as starting index. But no, I want all, isn't it? I want sum of all the elements, so I don't need to give anything. So just keep in mind, default value for step size is 1 and default value for starting index is 0 in Python. Okay, so yes, same thing again. One more approach which I want to show. Okay, so one more approach is s is equals to 0. Yes, I initialized with 0. Reason you already know. For I in A, here I haven't written range or something. So here I represents nothing but elements. Okay, so I represents elements, not the index. That's why s plus I. Okay, so yes, it's going to check whether on the whatever be the element is. So in first iteration, your element is going to be 1. So 0 plus 1 is 1. In next iteration 2, then 5, then 6, and after that, since there is no element left, this loop is going to be broken and this is going to be printed. I hope you understood. Next, yes, it's nothing, it has nothing to do with for loop, but just for giving you something in bonus. And we have a tendency to take things for free, isn't it? So let's see. T is equals to sum of A, and please use this. Okay, use this. Okay, so just keep in mind, if you write sum is equals to A, then it is going to give you the same result. Okay, why A? Because A is name of your array or name of your list, and sum is a predefined function. Sum is a predefined function to print all the sum of all the elements of this array. Okay, so let's check whether these are giving same output or not, or 14 as output or not. See, So it's giving 14 as output everywhere, isn't it? So no matter whatever way you choose, whatever way you like, choose that only and stick to it, you are going to get same answer. So yes, these are some ways in which you can use for loop. So I hope you understood for loop. If yes, then let's get started with while loop. So guys, this is what you're going to face a lot if you want to be a competitive programmer. So what is that? Concept of test cases. Okay. So what is test case? Test case is nothing but the number of inputs or number of examples on which you want to check your code. Okay. So yes, it may be possible that your code will work on one input and not for others, isn't it? And yes, we want a global code. That is, it must work for all inputs, isn't it? No matter whatever be your input is, your code must work. Okay. So yes, t is equals to int input represents number of test cases only. And yes, number of test cases are always going to be an integer, that too a positive integer. Okay. So while t is greater than 0, I hope you understood this, because we cannot have negative test cases, isn't it? Yes, we will only have either 0 test case, that is I don't want to check my code, okay, or 1 test case, 2 test case, or whatever, but that is supposed to be positive only. And yes, similar to while loop and similar to for loop and if else statement, you have to give this colon after condition. Okay, so yes, you have to give this colon, and after colon four blank spaces before giving anything else. Okay, so yes, since there is no concept of braces, you have to give these four blank spaces. And yes, iteration is very important when it comes to Python. Okay, now why t minus equals to 1? Let's say initially you have let's say three test cases. Okay, and you performed all the operations whatever is required for one test case or one input. Now you are going to check for only two, isn't it? So initially you had three test cases or three examples. Now after doing everything on one example, you have to check for only two examples. After doing same thing again for one more example, you have only one example to check. And after doing that too, you are left with no example to check. That is, you don't need to check anymore. You are now happy. Okay. And yes, this is the same thing which we have done in case of if else statement. So I'm not going to explain this again and again. So let's run the program and see what I wanted to say. So, okay, let me increase the size to make it more visible. So let's say we are I'm going to check it for 5 test cases or 5 examples. Okay. Okay, so now user is supposed to give the number, isn't it? And let's say I gave minus 90. Okay, so minus 90. So it is supposed to return negative. Let's see. So it has returned negative, isn't it? Now we are left with only 4 test cases because we have done our work for one test case. Okay, so 45 positive, third 0, and see, interpreter wants one more, isn't it? One more input, because we haven't reached 5 yet. We checked for 2 as of now, and we are now going to check for third input. So it returns 0, and again your interpreter wants one more example. So let's say 79 positive, and now minus 6. Okay, negative. See, we have checked for all the 5 inputs, and now program finished with exit code 0, isn't it? Because you have done your work for 5 example and you don't need to do anything. You have checked your code for 5 test cases. So guys, I hope you understood everything related to if else statement, for loop and while loop as of now. If no, then do let me know in comment section, and if yes, please make sure you're liking this video and subscribing to my channel, and don't forget to hit the bell icon next to it. Okay, so yes, like I always say, keep practicing every day. And yes guys, stay healthy, stay fit. Love you all. This is Aishwarya signing off. Bye bye bye.